Hello, everyone. Good evening to all of you, or whenever you're watching this, good morning and good afternoon. My name is One It Gets Spread, and again today we got some Pokemon Astral Radiance cards from our good store PokeNerds, our local card store PokeNerds, and so they still have their good deals, which I was talking about in a previous video. Those are still live. Please be sure to check them out. They also have very interesting ways to help with the Ukrainian donations and whatnot. So you have these pre-order pins that are supposed to be live on their website. I think they are on PokeNerd's website, and all the proceeds of those go to the people of Ukraine to help them um, control their lives and protect their communities and give aid to their communities and whatnot. And um, that's a wonderful way that, again, our local community is giving back and helping those in need. So please be sure to check them out if you're interested in donating that way. And also, please check them out for their Pokemon deals that they have going down on their store. We've got another 6 packs of Astral Radiance one day early. It's releasing tomorrow. Astral Radiance is releasing tomorrow, but we got 6 packs again early. They're doing a deal right now with their booster packs for 3 packs for $10, which is a pretty sweet deal. And so yeah, we picked up 6 packs from them, and a few of my friends from college, as well as from a tournament, the pre-release tournament. We all met up there, and we just had a good time opening packs and just talking about Pokemon in general. And everyone got some pretty nice pools. Um, there's a lot of code cards that went to Ben, and he uses them in the online game, so he was pretty happy about that. And one of my classmates was doing a Pokédex, kind of like a Pokédex binder thingy, so they're able to get some new cards for that as well. And their girlfriend as well is working on the Pokédex binder situation thing, and they're able to get some new additions for their binder collection, which is pretty nice as well. So from our 6 packs that we opened from PokeNerds, from their great booster pack deal that they're doing right now at their store, these are our pulls, I guess. These were actually just from earlier. I'm going to try and do some deck building. I want to improve on the pre-release deck that involved the Yanmega and Yanma, as well as the Weirdeer, so I'm trying to build something like a larger pre-release deck out of those. We'll get to that later. Um, for the bulk of this video, I want to talk about the pulls, and as well as, again, thank PokeNerds and thank my friends Max and his girlfriend. They really were looking to complete this Pokédex binder thing, and I think it's just an amazing project that they're working on. And my friend Ben, who I met at one of the pre-release tournaments, I want to give you all a shout out. And yeah, it was pretty fun this afternoon hanging out with all of you and enjoying this new set one day early. All right, let's get to the cards. Before we do, I want to give some shout outs to a few more people. We have Rex. Am I missing a Rex or not? We have Rex 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. So the word Rex times 8 in the chat, and really likes the Articuno. Thank you so much for joining in. It is a pretty card. I really like it. It's an alternate art or trainer gallery from this set from Astral Radiance. So best of luck to you in your pools if you're going to buy some of the set, and who knows, maybe you'll pull the Articuno, and then we will we'll be twinning with that card. You should rename myself to the word Rex 8 times here. Oh man, now I think it's a pretty cool username. Rex. It's pretty cool, man. I really like it. All right, and again, one of the other pulls that we got was this Galarian Obstagoon trainer gallery with Piers from Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it looks like they're at like a rock concert, which is pretty cool. There's a large punk music movement in London and real history around in the 70s and 80s, and I really like how they They kind of integrated that into some of the Pokemon of the Galar region and some of the trainers, as you could see with Piers and Marne. It's pretty cool. All right, and our last hit. This is a card I accidentally. Oops, sorry about that. I shook the camera. All right, so this is a card I accidentally ordered on TCG Player right before I went into the store and bought packs, and I ended up pulling it. So now I have a second one coming on the way from TCG Player, and this is the Radiant Halucha. So again, they're going to bring back shiny Pokemon into the TCG, but this time they're calling them Radiant Pokemon. As you can see, they're all going to be basic. If I had the Radiant Greninja with me, which I do not, it's coming. It's coming soon in the mail. It's a basic Pokemon, so you don't have to worry about evolving it. And what's nice about the Radiant Pokemon, you have this cool holographic texture on there that's pretty unique. I really like that. They translated it perfectly. I think from the Japanese versions of the cards, it had something similar, and they actually carried it over, which is pretty sweet, I think. Yeah, Radiant does sound cooler than Shining. I agree. Halucha's shiny form has always struck me as more of like, in wrestling where they have the good guy and the bad guy, like a villain versus a hero type thing. This is like a villainous character in a wrestling match, I think. How it's colored. So you have the regular Halucha would be like the hero, and then this color scheme where it's kind of like a midnight plum kind of purple and then like a neon green with the black. I think that's like a villain's outfit. So it's like kind of like that wrestling demographic where it's who's the good guy in the match, who's the bad guy in the match, and all that, all the crazy like plot lines that you get in wrestling. And yeah, so there's Radiant Halucha, and I should have the Radiant Greninja. We'll take a look at it once it arrives in the mail in the next couple of days. But I accidentally I wasn't thinking I could have pulled this card today, and I ordered one right before I went into the store and bought packs. And I ended up, so I'll have two of these once that one comes in the mail as well. I also ordered a Starmie V card because the Starmie V has an attack that's pretty nice. It has like this attack that does 50 times the amount of energy attached to any of your opponent's Pokemon, and it also has free retreat, so very interesting card for deck. And speaking of decks, we're gonna get to trying to rebuild the pre-release deck that I was given to in the pre-release. Sadly, I wasn't given the dark deck. The dark deck that people have been using is like the Hisuian Samurott, and then people have been mixing that Absol card in there as well as the Hisuian Overquill that does the poison damage that's 50 instead of 10 each turn. That was an insane deck. I hope to build it one day. I mean, I have been collecting dark patches. There's one dark patch, and right now the market price of these dark patches is going up on TCG Player. Oh yeah, Pokemon cards are like actually a game. I always think it's just the lottery. Well, it kind of is the lottery still. I mean, you're paying about $4 for a pack, and there's guaranteed going to be a shiny card, like a reverse foil in each pack, like this. But then the rare spot might not be good, and so it kind of is, I guess, the lottery. That's one way to look at it. And yes, it is a game. Actually, the people I went to the card store with today, my friend Max, and then his girlfriend, and then Ben. Ben is actually does the game, so he taught me some things. It's been a little bit since I've played last, so it was very it was very I was very appreciative that he was able to like teach me some of the ropes of the game, because I was always just collecting it. I didn't really do Pokemon card matches since Sword and Shield came out. The last time I actually did Pokemon card matches before the Sword and Shield cards, it was back when they're still doing Sun and Moon. So it's been quite a while. So when I got to the pre-release, Ben was able to help me like learn the ropes of things again, which I really appreciate. Thanks so much, Ben. Yeah, it's like 50K for one of those base set graded PSA 10 first edition Shadowless Charizard. Yep, it's 50K for one of those. certain dude whose name rhymes with Blogan Schmall keeps buying him, and that's why he got the Pokemon card craze of 2020 because of people like him just ruining the market by buying all these Charizard and like destroying them and stuff like that. They do other crazy stuff with their cards, but I'm not going to go into that. It's kind of like a controversial topic. I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff that happened over 2020 just because of Pokemon cards. There's also a stabbing in like a parking lot somewhere, and that got him nationwide ban on Pokemon cards and Targets or something like that. But I'm not going to get too much into that because it's a very controversial issue and stuff. All right, so now I'm going to just actually go through the pulls from the 6 packs today. We saw the hits up here. Yeah, Blogan Schmal sounds like a weird man. Yeah, the dude I'm talking about has a name that rhymes with that, so I didn't want to like give him any more publicity or attention that he's been trying to seek with all of his crazy shenanigans. So I just like came up with something that rhymed to his name. Alrighty. So again, Scyther, I've talked about most of these cards before because I've been pulling them. These are just the commons. So Scyther, Stantler, I'm going to actually just sort them by... I'm going to move these out of the way. I'm going to just sort them by like the energy types. So Grass over there, Stantler, we've talked about these. Kricketot, I actually need it for my deck, which I'm trying to build a stronger pre-release deck, basically. A budget deck. I don't have much money for Vs or VMAX cards right now. So I'm going to try and do it with what I have currently. That's what the goal of this deck building escapade will be. Alright, so soon Avalugg. Again, this is a card I talked about last time, but it's one of the new Hisuian forms entering into TCG from Pokemon Legends Arceus, the open world Pokemon game that was on the Switch, and it was released January, I believe. Yeah, January of this year. So those Pokemon from that game are coming into the cards, and they have some crazy attacks. Like, if I get to it, I don't think I have it with me right now, but there's a Hisuian form of Basculin that has an evolution, and that card is pretty crazy to use in a deck, so I'm going to keep that one right there. That's a Hisuian Avalugg. Alright, so now Craniados. Talked about it before. This is actually a new item card that I pulled. This is the first time I've pulled it. The Canceling Cologne. So, until the end of your turn, your opponent's active Pokemon has no abilities. And this includes Pokemon that come into play. So I guess if they're trying to use their abilities to do something with their deck, you could shut them down if you keep using these Canceling Colognes. That might have some use later. Piloswine. Combee, yeah, we've talked about these. Drifloon I'm actually using in the deck I'm building, so I'm going to keep that to the side. Psyduck, we've seen that. Togepi, we've seen that. Canceling Cologne, are they running out of names? I don't know, actually, but this is just an item. It's not one of the Pokemon. But if they did have a Pokemon called Canceling Cologne, I think people on Twitter would be kind of mad about that. They would be like, yeah, you guys are running out of names. You're literally just calling a Pokemon Canceling Cologne. Yeah, but this is one of the items that you could use in thing. It's not an actual Pokemon. But yeah, if it was an actual Pokemon, I'm pretty sure Twitter would be up in flames about the name. Canceling Cologne is your favorite Pokemon. Oh man. Yeah, they might turn. I mean, they have that Aromatisse Pokemon that's kind of a perfume, a Pokemon based off of a perfume bottle. I don't know. They might make another perfume Pokemon or a cologne Pokemon in the future. We'll just have to see. Alright, Magnemite. That was in my pre-release deck, but it was kind of useless. You have to use Metal Energy. It gave me mostly grass Pokemon to deal with, and it was only that one and what's that? Registeel. And it didn't really make any sense. Here's Regidrago, one of the new Regi Pokemon from Sword and Shield. We could do some things with the Regigigas. I'll get to that card later. I think I pulled one. There's just more energy. I'm going to throw this aside. Oh, look at that. We have more Cologne. Shieldon. I can't remember if I have Bastiodon yet, but I think this one could be pretty cool to use in a deck. I don't know versus Craniados are using Shieldon. I don't know which one would be better, but I just don't have the evolution cards right in front of me, so I would have to do some research into that. Hisuian Heavy Ball. That's one of like the Apricorn balls exclusive to Pokemon Legends Arceus. What's interesting of this card, actually, let me go back to it. I think I talked about this earlier, but you could switch this card with one of your prize cards on the side. So if you're worried, like if you have that V or V Star card as one of your prize cards, you could check if you use this card in play. You look down, you could look at your face down prize cards, and then you reveal a basic Pokemon. And again, a V Pokemon is usually going to be a basic Pokemon, like this Galarian Articuno. I know that's a bad example because Articuno doesn't evolve from anything, but I think in general the V cards are going to be basic Pokemon. And you could replace this Heavy Ball with one of those prize cards. You could do a little switcheroo thing with it, and then you put basic Pokemon. I think you put it in your hand. Yeah, you could put the basic Pokemon in your hand. So if this Articuno V, I knew I had it in my deck, but I'm not really sure where it is. It might be in my prize cards. I could play this down. Oh look, now I could look at my prize cards. Let's swap this into my hand with this Heavy Ball, and that's how you play that. And then you, of course, you put it face down, but that's how you play the Hisuian Heavy Ball. Alright, gonna put that there. Ooh, Hoot Hoot again. Kricketot, you might need that for a deck. Sudowoodo. Something interesting can happen if you play this Sudowoodo, and let me find that card quickly that pairs well with it. I had it with me recently. Let me see where it is. Those are energies. Oh, looks like I've lost that card. Didn't know where it is. Probably have a copy of it in here. Let me find it. Oh, here. Here's a Grapejaw Bog. So this is actually one of the areas from the video game Pokemon Legends Arceus that they brought over into the TCG. And whenever either player puts a basic Pokemon from their hand onto their bench, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. So how does this work in tandem with the Sudowoodo, you might be wondering. Well, Sudowoodo will get this ability Vamoose. Well, if this Pokemon has any damage counters on it, it has no retreat cost. So if you're playing this and then you play a Sudowoodo early on, you could keep switching it around because you're going to have 2 damage counters on this thing already. And then whenever your opponent puts down a basic Pokemon on their bench, they're also taking 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. So then now, you could just keep retreating and doing whatever you want with the Sudowoodo. You could attack for 2 energy, which is nice in a pre-release tournament for 90 damage. And yeah, so that's a combo there. The Sudowoodo and the Grapejaw Bog Stadium card. Alright, now we're going to move on. Combee goes into grass. I'm just going to go fast through these because there's not much interesting going on with the Combee, of course. There's a Drifloon again for my deck that I'm trying to build. There's an Azelf reverse foil. Max and his girlfriend almost got all of the, what are these called? Lake Guardian Pokemon. I think they're missing Uxie. They have Mesprit and Azelf. I think they're missing Uxie, so we're almost done with that one. Actually, the Uxie of this set, I think it's good in pre-release tournaments and or just decks in general. It has that one attack. I think it lets you search for an energy and attach it, so that's always good to have. You could only attach 1 energy per turn in the Pokemon matches, unless you play an item or you have an ability or a move that allows you to search for them and attach. But usually you only be placing 1 energy per turn. So that Uxie card, which I do not have currently, it would be a big help in a deck, I think, especially early on. Okay, so this Regice. It's a very important card because of this attack here, Regigate. And you could search for a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. Now, basic Pokemon, again, constitute V cards or anything like that. So, or Radiant Pokemon are also basic Pokemon. Legendaries will be basic Pokemon. They'll have more powerful attacks usually. You could find something like a common basic. So if I have my Oshawott, I could look for more Oshawott. I want to put them on my, if I want to put them on my bench, yeah, and then I'll evolve them later and stuff like that. Yeah, I could do that because I have this Regigate attack. And then Blizzard Bind is kind of insane. It does 100 for 3 energy. 2 of them have to be water. And if the defending Pokemon is a Pokemon V, it can't attack during opponent's next turn. So that could be interesting. Alright, so I'm going to put that there. I might build a water deck out of Astral Radiance cards. I don't know. Here's a Kricketune. Again, Kricketot's evolution. Here's Roxanne. You could use this card only if your opponent has 3 or fewer prize cards remaining. Each player shuffles their hand into their deck, then you draw 6 cards and your opponent draws 2 cards. Ooh, so it sets them up for they can't do anything unless they have something tricky. There's another supporter in this set that if you don't have many cards in your hand, you're allowed to draw more until you have like 1 more than your opponent or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but this Roxanne could be pretty crazy in some decks. Here's a Curlia. The Gallade is supposed to be the 3rd evolution in this set. There's no Gardevoir. Other than there's a Trainer Gallery Gardevoir, but there's a Gallade Holofoil that is actually part of it, not the Trainer Gallery. Not Trailer Gallery. I'm sorry. Trainer Gallery. Alright, now Barboach goes there. Scyther. This is a different Scyther than the other ones. This one has Quick Blow. If heads, this attack does 30 more damage. So, and it also has another energy compared to the other one, which is just 1 energy for like 20 damage or something. Let me find it here. Yeah, 1 energy for 20 or 2 energy for potentially 60. So, take your pick, I guess. This one actually has more HP. Alrighty. Eevee. So Eevee is going to be important. There's some of the evolutions returning. Heracross. So Heracross is a basic, and yeah, there's its attacks. It also does 30 damage to one of your bench Pokemon, so you might want to watch out for that as well. There's Mantine. You could put a basic Pokemon from either player's discard onto their bench if you'd like with this card. Here's the Absol. This Absol is being played a lot during the pre-release tournament, and it's because of this. Swirling Disaster. So this attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. And if I had my Hisuian Samurott card, which I do not know where it is right now, but you could work with this Absol that's putting damage on your bench in tandem with some of these other cards from the set that need that to power up their attacks. So, very interesting card. Especially this Claw Rend attack, where it does 50 plus 70 if the active Pokemon already has any damage counters. Hey, look what you could do. You could use Swirling Disaster, then you could use Claw Rend, and you're doing 120 damage, potentially, in 2 turns. Very good card. I want to use this. I want to build the Dark deck that I've been seeing at pre-release, and this will be one of the staples, I think. They also added the Hisuian Overquill is a very good card, the one that does 50 damage per turn if poisoned instead of 10. That's another staple that I saw people using. And then the Basculegion, you could also use this on a deck with the Basculegion card. That's why I saw it pre-release, and hopefully once the bulk at Manticore is stocked, I'll go and buy some bulk and see if we could find these cards. Alright, there's the Absol. It's a holofoil, so I'm gonna put in its little pile right here. Absolutely a good card. Absolutely. Alright, here's a Yanmega. That's again in my deck, but I have so many of those, so I'm gonna just put over there. There's our Grapejaw Bog. Magneton again was giving me metal Pokemon, even though I couldn't even use him in the pre-release with how the rest of the cards were. Here's a Quillfish. This is going to be useful later once we get those Overquill for our deck. Just put it in between there. We're running out of space, as you can see. There's a Petalil. Still haven't found the Hisuian Lilligant, sadly. One day we will. Nickit. Hippopotas. This thing is crazy. Why does it have 2 energy for 30, and then if I get the Hippowdon, That Hippowdon has too much energy cost. It's crazy. I don't like using it. Cleavor. This is the new evolution of Scyther in the Hisui region in Pokemon Legends Arceus. I actually have the trainer gallery of Cleavor, but this one has Route, so it does 30 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon, adding those 30s to this 10 here, and Rocket Tackle, which does 50 damage to itself. So that's, I guess you use that as like a last-ditch effort when you're already taking a lot of damage. I'm seeing that's how you would use this. I do not know. There's Cleavor. Dark Energy. Okay, here's Kamado, and in the game, he's the commander of the Galaxy research team, basically. And he allows you to choose a card in your hand and discard the other cards. If you do, draw 4 cards. And if you don't have any other cards other than this, you can't use this in the game. So, very situational this card is. Drift Blim again, that's for our deck. Trekking Shoes, this is a new item that I've pulled. Look at the top card of your deck. You may put that card into your hand. If you don't, discard that card and draw a card. Alright, very interesting. Coombe, we've talked about Coombe. Drifloon, there's a deck one. Psyduck, we've talked about it. Togepi, we've talked about it as well. Still haven't pulled the Togekiss. Hopefully one of these days I will. Magnemite, again, Metal. Grant, so this is a reverse foil Grant. During this turn, your fighting Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. During your turn, if this Grant is in your discard pile, you may discard 2 cards except any Grant from your hand. If you do, put this Grant into your hand. And it doesn't use up your supporter card for that turn, so that's very interesting. This might be an interesting card if we get more of these fighting Pokemon in play. Alright. Hisuian Avalok, again, a double of it, so yay, more stuff for decks. Dark Energy. Wait and See Turbo. Okay, so this one, Ben was telling us about this card when he pulled it. He was saying it's like a Cram-O-Matic card. I don't know what set that Cram-O-Matic card is. I have to look back on it, but you could only use this card if you go second, and only during your first turn. You search your deck for a basic energy card and attach it to one of your Pokemon. Then you shuffle your deck and your turn ends. So I guess what you do when you go second, play everything else. You know, play supporter, play other items, attach energy, move things to the bench, whatnot, do abilities, and, you know, whatnot, what have you. Then play this card at the very end. That way you could do all those crazy things, but then since your turn ends afterwards, that's fine. You got a lot of things covered except for the attack. Once you attack, you end your turn. So you could use abilities, you could attach energy and whatnot. Just make sure you play this at the end of that first turn if you're going second. Here's a Daywat, again, for the Hisuian Samra, once we get more of those. Jubilife Village. Once during each player's turn, that player may shuffle their hand into their deck and draw 5 cards. If they do, their turn ends. That's a Stadium. Drifloon again for the deck. Psyduck. Oh, we saw Psyduck earlier. We saw Magnemite as well. We saw Ralts. Here's an Oshawott, and it's a foil Oshawott. There's a Regigigas, and it's a holofoil Regigigas. Has Ancient Wisdom. It's very wise. Once during your turn, if you have Regirock, Regice, Registeel, or Regieleki, and or Regidrago in play, you may attach up to 3 energy cards from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. Alright. Look at this thing. 5 energies for 150 plus. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon VMAX, this attack does 150 more damage. Alright, so have fun with that one. Gonna put it over here with our other holofoil, and we have Fighting and Ursaring, Feather Ball, talked about earlier, but you need to look for a Pokemon that has no retreat cost, and then you could put in your hand with this card, this Ursaring. There's also not Ursa Ruin, but Ursa Luna, and that's the evolution in the Hisui region of Teddiursa, so yeah, that could be on a deck with the Ursa Luna if it wanted to. And Hippowdon, again, this is unnecessary. I think that's too much energy for those attacks, especially if you're discarding it. This thing is a slow slow-moving Pokemon. You know, it's like a tank, I'm guessing, but in card form. Alrighty, so those are all the new pulls, and let's get back to the deck. Again, this is a deck based off the pre-release one that I got, so no Pokemon V or VMAX in it, sadly, because I don't have duplicates of those yet. I don't have any of the ones matching. I have a Beedrill, but I don't want to use the Beedrill in this deck. I don't know, I'm just very particular like that. I'm sorry. Alright, now I'm gonna just put all these back. Make a little pile. I have the rest of those cards in my piles on my bed, so let me just take them and, I guess, put them all together, depending on their energy or type. I'll be quick. Want to see any of these other cards, please feel free to go on my past streams on my YouTube channel, which is the same name, One Gets Bread, and I think I go over the other pulls of my other packs, so if you're interested in seeing some of the other cards in the set, please head over there and look at them, I guess. Watch them. You could also head over to other sites. They have strategies already up for this set, which are pretty insane. I suggest looking them up if you're into battling. And if you're into the collecting, I suggest thinking of buying bulks if you're just trying to do, you want to collect some foil cards, like that was me for the longest time ever. I just liked collecting the foil cards, and so yeah, keep searching through bulk. You'll be surprised what you could find in bulk. Keep searching through your local card stores and hobby shops. They might have some good Pokemon cards on display and at good prices as well. Now I lost some of my cards. These ones are there they are. Those are foils. These are fighting. Those ones are done. Just water. And usually for MSRP, I know that's kind of a thing now since everyone's looking for things at MSRP at least, or even below, but that's a very rare case. Those are actually part of my deck. So at Target and Walmart, they're charging a little bit more just because of inflation. But MSRP for packs was usually like $3.99 for a pack. $3.99 for a pack is still being done at GameStop. And then at some of the hobby stores, they'll do some things even lower. Like if you're in the area, there's Poke Nerds, which is doing a sale on booster packs, which is 3 packs for $10. So that's $3.33 a pack, which is really good. Thank you so much, Poke Nerds, for doing that. It's really saving people money, and I really enjoy using that deal as well. Other than that, for your sealed product on Facebook Marketplace, again, it's kind of like a little bit heated there because there's people charging crazy amounts for something that should be only 20. They're like charging 50 for it and whatnot. Walmart's kind of getting pricey. Target's kind of getting pricey. Again, your best bet is GameStop, and then doing your own research as well into the prices of these products and sealed products, how much they should be MSRP, and then finding deals and securing those deals and finding coupons. There's coupons. It's probably gonna be like when pigs fly, or I guess when, I don't know, what's a pig Pokemon? When Spoinks fly. But anyways, yeah. Right now, I think GameStop is selling everything at MSRP, so if you're looking for MSRP, please head over to GameStop. Sometimes Walmart and Targets will, depending on your area and then how taxes are calculated in your area, they might be still doing them at MSRP. And local card stores are a good place to look for singles. I really encourage buying singles other than packs, unless you're getting the packs earlier than the release date, which some local card stores will do. But once it's officially released, I encourage buying singles from TCG Player, from your card shops, making sure they're in good condition. Trading with friends is good as well. It's called the Pokemon trading card game for a reason. What I see people talking about is, oh, I'm just buying these cards. Oh, I'm just battling. They're forgetting about the trading aspect. So if you find like people who are interested in cards, you could always just trade with them, you know. And so yeah, so that's my message about my my PSA, my message about like finding cards and whatnot. And there's another one I always like to talk about. So these are in penny sleeves, which are sold in a pack of 100 for $1, hence the name penny sleeve, but they keep away dust and scratches from your card, and then if you want to go up to a more expensive thing to protect your cards, which I suggest for foils. Sorry about that. I have like this weird like thing in my mouth right now. It's like a sore or something. I don't know. I feel it like in the back of my throat. My throat is kind of dry too, so sorry if I'm kind of like rambling on. But the next thing protecting your cards would be in one of these. Let me pull out one just quickly. This is what's called a deck protector. They're used for decks, of course, in the card game, but you can also store foils in them. Sorry once again if I'm not speaking clearly. I have a dry throat. So yeah, this is like a step up. You could get 100 of these Ultra Pro ones for about like $7 on Amazon. Last time I checked, they're also on Prime shipping, so yeah. And then the higher up you go, you could also get these top loaders. Now these are usually reserved for more valuable or more expensive cards. You wouldn't put these in a binder unless you make a custom top loader binder, which some people have done. And you wouldn't use them in decks either, because look how hard this thing would be to shuffle. It's a hard plastic case that'll protect from most scratches, and especially all dust, especially if you put one of these cards in a penny sleeve first, or a deck protector, and you put them in here. Oh, that thing is very protected. Alright, so you wouldn't be using these in decks. Again, these are usually just for more valuable cards, which I'm going to put that Articuno V in one shortly, because it's one of those valuable cards of the set, so I'm going to be putting that one in there. So yeah, if you can, just find penny sleeves, and please put your cards in these protective sleeves and whatnot. What all these cards are basically memories, and you want to keep your memories sharp and pristine as possible, as well as the things you collect, because then you can enjoy them longer, you know? So yeah. Alright, so now I'm gonna keep cleaning up my table here, and we're going to go to the deck building process with this one deck I'm trying to put together. I'm thinking of building a dark deck as well as maybe a dark and water deck in the future. I need to find more bulk once this set is actually released, and usually my card shops have really good bulk, so I'll have to go through there and buy some more of these cards, some of these duplicates of them for decks, once that's around. Alright, so which ones have I actually put away? You know what's strange is, actually, I'm not getting many fire Pokemon, as you can see. Alright, I'm gonna just move everything off. That's fine. I just need the ones I'm putting in my deck. Those are already off to the side. So Regidrago. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna just move all these off. Sorry about that, I shook the camera by accident again. Okay. You know what? No, these are okay on there. I just need this much space. Alright, so what I'm trying to do with this deck is Grass and Psychic, and then I'm just throwing whatever trainer cards I have in here. Most of them are supporters, but oh well. I don't have many of the item ones. I just threw in some super effective glasses. Maybe I'll throw in another pair of those. Not really sure right now, but yeah. Okay, so these are the items. I'll just go through them. We've talked about Choi. Super effective glasses, basically. The weakness goes to ×3 instead of ×2, so you're making some of these cards that wouldn't be viable. Now they're viable, so that's a very interesting item. Gardenia's Vigor, since I'm using grass types, I'm going to be putting Gardenia on there because we could draw 2 cards. If you draw any cards in this way, attach up the 2 energy cards from your hand to one of your benched Pokemon, so that's very useful. Draw cards until you have 1 more card in your hand than your opponent. That's a very useful supporter because of this card. Let me go and find it. Yanmega, because of this attack. Wide Wing. If you have more cards in your hand than your opponent, this attack does 80 more damage, so you're doing 120 damage for 2 energy. If you play Zisu, you get 1 more card than your opponent. Use Yanmega, boom, you're making money. Alright. Rowan's Research, you discard your hand and draw 7 cards. If you don't have anything to do, just discard it and draw 7 more, so 7 new ones, so you might be able to play something there. Actually, this isn't part of Wait. Yeah, whoops, these are actually part of another set. I mixed them up, I forgot. These are all actually from Astral Radiance. These ones aren't. These are like mixed. Okay, so since these are like recent sets, I think they're still okay to have in the same deck. I need to check with Manticore once I go back there. They have studied the rules of the rotation and stuff very religiously, so I'm going to ask them about those. But for right now, I'm going to keep them in my deck. I'll ask him when I go there next. Anywho, alright, let's get to the Pokemon. We have Yanma, again, the Yanmega Heracross. We've talked about Heracross in the stream. Driftblim. So I'm using the Driftblim again. Low energy. I'm just trying to make a budget deck. I don't have V cards or V maxes or duplicates of them to be using them in decks. So Driftblim has Spooky Balloon. You'd put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Again, moving those damage counters around, placing them on things. It's very nice. 50 damage. If this thing is ×2 weakness, like on a fighting type, which I don't have with me right now, but I'll do 100. I can put the weakness glasses on there, the super effective glasses, I should say. Make that ×3. Now it's 150 damage for 1 energy. Look at that. Alright, Weird Deer. This is the one from the pre-release I was using. Extra sensory. Yeah. If you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent, this attack does 80 more damage, 120 for 2 energy again. Then Harried Gate, you may draw a card, so if you have a bunch of Weird Deer, you could keep drawing cards. Stantler, so much Stantler. Again, just a basic Pokemon, 100 HP, Guard Press, and you take 30 less damage in your opponent's next turn, so that's a very nice card, I guess, if you're setting up. You won't have to worry about dying instantly. Alright, I actually need to count those cards, but let's move on to these. Okay, so I have Kricketot, Kricketune. I think I put them in here already. Nope. Let me find them. There they are. Alright, I'm going to put some Kricketot and Kricketune in my deck because of this ability. Your grass Pokemon get 40 plus HP, so that's pretty nice. I'm going to put these in my deck. Then I guess we could just throw a bunch of Driftblim and Drifloon in there as well. Let me just make sure there's a good ratio. I think I have 2 of each. We should have more of these and maybe 1. There we go. That should be good. Alright, now we'll just check how many things are in our deck actually, and then switch anything out if we need to. Which I'm pretty sure we do, because I put some other things that shouldn't be in this deck. Let me look through here. Right, no retreat costs. No, we don't need that. Jubilife Village. Shuffle their hand if their turn ends. Wait and see Turbo. Might put that in there. I just want to get rid of those cards that aren't actually from the set. This is a strict Astral Radiance only thing until I learn which cards are actually in rotation. Alright, now I think we're good. That one, and then I'm going to count these, of course. You can't have more than 60 cards. You have to have 60 exactly. I don't want to get anything that discards. I want to save that for later. Maybe we'll use some of the canceling colognes. I might use that on the dark patch thing, though. I don't know. Temple of Sinnoh, we don't have any special energy, so that one I'm going to put super effective glasses. And, yeah, let's put a Sweet Honey in there just for good measure. Let's put 2. That's fine. We have a ton of those, I think. Alright, now let's count up the items and the energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A lot of choice, so that's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope. It's not pile of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So there's 6. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That should be 10 in each of those. Let's check. There's 10 in one. There's probably 10 in the other. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh gosh, that was way off. Let me see how many are in here. I must have done something weird. Okay, let me check this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. No, there's 8 only. There we go. That should be 10. Let's see if this is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. Yep, 10. These are 10 for sure. Let me just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, that one should be 10 then too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's 10. 2, 3, 4, 5. Redo that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. All right. 1, 2. All right. Now we need 8 more cards. I say more energy, and then I have Hisuian Bravery. Some Hisuian Bravery. So 8 more cards. Alrighty. I think we're good on those. Thought I had more Weird Deer. I guess not. No, I had more Weird Deer. It's just a holofoil. I don't like using holofoils in decks. Okay. Okay, 5 more cards. I'd say just put energies. Where's my energy here? 1, 2. 1, 2. I'm gonna put more psychic. 3, 4. Alright, I need to look for a psychic energy. And we'll have our Astral Radiance pre-release deck. Improved pre-release deck, I guess. Budget. It's a budget deck, okay? So you don't need to break the bank for this deck. It's just, it's kind of like a mulligan stew. You just throw whatever you have in there, and hopefully it'll work. Okay. This is our last pile. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, we have our deck. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Yep, we have our deck now, folks. Just mix up the cards. There we go. Alrighty. There we are. Our first Astral Radiance only deck. And again, I'm gonna just put these in top loaders before I forget to later. Oh man, this thing is being stubborn. There's a tiny opening that I'm trying to fit it into. I can't seem to do it. There we go. There we are. There's a Galarian Articuno. We need a few more top loaders. Do I have another one up here? Yes, I do. I think it's not being occupied by anything else either. Perfect. Alright, here's another top loader for Radiant Alucha. Make sure I get it into the slot. There we are. And, oops, sorry about that. Shook the camera. And our Galarian Obstagoon. Let's say fine. There we are. There we go. Ooh, this one's a little bit tight. It's a tight one. Maybe it's because this penny sleeve isn't actually one of the Ultra Pro ones. Might be a different company or brand. I think that's what the case is. Alright. Let me try and see if I could get this to fit inside the top loader without damaging the card. Alright, there we go. Alright, we've done it. There we go. And that's Astral Radiance. The next thing I'll be buying won't be packs, but will be bulk for the decks and stuff and whatnot. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope this was very informational and entertaining. Sorry I kind of like rambled off and stumbled upon a bunch of things, but hope it was fun to look at this new set that's coming out tomorrow, Astral Radiance and the Pokemon TCG. Alright everyone, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Please do something nice for someone. Please get vaccinated, and I'll catch you all later. Thank you so much for tuning in again, and have a good one. Alright. I think, yeah. I'll be making another video soon about some of the singles that have been coming in from TCG Player, but I think I'm just going to do a big old video about the bulk and TCG Player, any singles that I get later on this week, so please tune in to that once I make it. Alright guys, thank you so much, I love you all, and have a good one. Catch you guys later.